Well, good morning, YouTube. All right, guys, it is Wednesday morning, about 8 a.m., and we are getting ready to get on the road and head to Louisiana. Now, we're going to stop over in Alabama at the Buckys, I think. I'm going to try to get there to get fuel because usually Buckys is a lot cheaper, and Alabama fuel prices are usually a lot cheaper than Florida. So I think we've got about 150 miles or so, 160 miles before we get there. Looks like I'm like somewhere right in between a quarter and a half a tank of fuel. I'm less than half, but that should be more than enough to get there, I hope. But before we go, still got all this mess we got to deal with. Got to dump the tanks, disconnect the water, disconnect the power, get Goliath fired up, get air to the system. And we got to pull it out front and hook it up to the trailer before we can go anywhere. All right, guys, so we're back out front. We're all hooked up, ready to go. Say goodbye to Panama City Beach. guys, as you can see, we've made it to the Bucky's. I was worried if I had enough fuel to get here or not, but I decided to chance it, and we made it. So now I'm about as far forward as I can get from the fuel pump to get where it'll still reach this tank. Because it's a Bucky's, I can't fuel from both sides, but look at how far Goliath is still sticking out into the parking lot. I'm still taking up a bunch of space. Alright guys, because I can only fuel from one side here, I'm going to have to just fuel it slow and let it transfer from tank to tank, and then just keep topping it off and see how much we can fit in there. Alright guys, the Bucky's has a $150 credit card cap on it, so I had to actually swipe the card 4 times. So 3 times we did the full $150, and the last time was $87.81. So a total of $537.81. Now, how many gallons did we put in? So that was a total of 160.101 gallons. Now, had we paid the full price for that, we would have paid. So at $3.89 a gallon, that would have equaled $624.24. So by waiting till we got the Bucky's, we saved just over $90 in fuel, which makes a big difference when you're trying to do stuff like this. Every time you get fuel, you can save $100. That adds up. All right, guys, we need to get down the road to the TA, get these tires looked at before we get to our campsite for tonight. kicking. It's almost like a little mini hurricane out here. I don't know if you can see it in the camera or not. So we arrived here at the St. Bernard State Park. We got here a lot later than we wanted to. You know, when we stopped for fuel at Bucky's, it was only about noon. And sorry, I'm trying to keep this flashlight where you can see me, but not get too much light. So anyway, then we got over to, I don't know, some town in Alabama where there was a TA Petro, and I had 2 tires on Goliath that did the slow leak. I think I mentioned that before. So we stopped there so they could fix it because we had time to spare. It took them a little bit longer than we hoped for. We got there about 1:30 in the afternoon. We didn't leave until about 4:30 in the evening. Now that was still about 2 hours away from here, not counting the slowdowns for the weather. So anyway, this state park, the RV section of it is pretty tight and narrow. And of course we got here after dark, which didn't help, and the storm. And right now we just got like a light sprinkle, but it was just coming down on us when we got here, which made it very difficult to navigate the park and see where my trailer was in the dark with rain. And I couldn't see anything out of my mirrors because they were all covered with water. Get the light where you can see me good, I can't see where I'm going. So to make things even more difficult, the spots here were not big enough for me to fit Goliath and the trailer. So we actually rented 2 spots. And we had to put the trailer in one, Goliath in the other. Can you guys see these mosquitoes flying around here? This is just crazy. They're like attacking me. So the spot they gave me to put the trailer in was absolutely impossible for me to get the trailer into. Goliath doesn't have a turn radius and the ability to make a 90-degree with trees and other campsites around. So anyway, we were supposed to be in spot 44. No, 49. We were supposed to be in spot 49. We got to spot 49. It wasn't happening. Spot 46 looked like a possibility. So we backed it into spot 46. So somebody's gonna be mad when they get here later, or we gotta have to move it first thing in the morning. So we get here, hoping to plug in and shut my generator off. That's not happening. All right, guys, we ran into town and got something to eat. You know, tomorrow when it's daylight, I'll show you some of the challenges that we found as we were trying to get into the RV park and some of the beautiful area that we drove through. But can't do that tonight because it was too dark over there. And you know what? And I gotta blame this all on someone because they're the ones that recommended we go to that RV park. You know who. All right, guys, so we made it back to the RV park with no power, of course. So we're sitting here running the generator, but we're gonna go ahead and close this video out. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Remember, we're gonna give away a free set of love jugs when we hit the 10,000 subscriber mark. And hopefully tomorrow we'll get to see a little bit of New Orleans, and I'll bring you guys along with us on that. But for now, you guys have a good night, and until the next time we see you, keep those engines running.